Hi, this is Pradeep. I got one comment in our YouTube comment section. The difference between preliminary cost and simultaneous cost. Maybe it was asked in interview. So both costs are calculated related to the production order. So one is your plant cost. That means all the data, whatever we are going to take. So that is your plant data. So plant cost, preliminary cost, both are same thing you can say. Plant cost for a particular cost object, let's say related to production order. So plant cost for our cost object or example production order, when we are going to calculate by using our planned informations, so that is known as your preliminary costing. So I will take one production order to understand this one in a more practical way, and we will see how this preliminary cost is calculated. But before that, let's see what are the components are there in our cost calculation. It depends your costing sheet, how you have designed your cost calculation. So normally, you will find that more or less you will find in your costing components or in cost calculation, you will find your direct cost as your material cost. Then you will find your multiple activity cost, which are we are saying conversion cost. Then you will find some surcharge cost, which we are saying that overheads. All this cost we are going to calculate with reference to one production order. So assume that commercial production started and we are going to create the production. This one will be done in the PP module. So we have created the production order and now we want to see the cost related to that cost calculation. For that purpose, we want to see the cost analysis. When we are going to calculate the preliminary cost, so that time we are going to take, so it will be obviously it will be integrated with PP. So we will have the quantity information as well as we will have the value information. Now this quantity information will be plant data and this value also will be the plant data because consumption is not started. We have not consumed any inventory for this one. So raw materials not consumed, your any packing materials not consumed. So everything is analysis at plant level. Similarly, activity cost when we are going to calculate from the routing, this value also the quantity that is also plant, the labor hours, the your some production hours. So those are also your plant quantity and value is also plant value. That means your plant cost related to activities and overhead is also similarly plant cost. So when we are going to calculate this cost or we are going to see this cost, that time we are saying that it is preliminary cost. So with this cost calculation, you are not going to have any finance update. There is no CO update. So nowhere you are going to get any accounting document related to this production order. Now, if we are not going to calculate this one, maybe information will not be there, but it will not going to create any problem. So just analysis point of view, we don't have some information, but accounting point of view, there will be no impact. So let's create the production order, and with that production order I'm going to show you one preliminary cost analysis. So in PP module I'm going to create one production order. So this one is my FG. For this particular finished stock I'm trying to create one production order. 591 is my FG and my plant is S004 and my order type is S014. And assume that in this batch, I'm going to manufacture 3 items. For simple understanding, let's take 3 items. And let's take one example that I'm manufacturing 3 items, 3 FG I'm manufacturing, 3 finished stock we are going to manufacture. Okay, so here for your reference, these are my master records. So this is my routing informations. Then here we have the control informations like my costing variant information, what I created, my WAP if will be there, result analysis point of view, that result analysis key, then my costing sheet, all these configurations are there. And by using those configuration, I'm going to create the production order. And here, if you want to see the details related to my components, and I have two operations here. So these are two operations, couple of activities are there in my operation one, and in one activity is there in my operation two. Okay, so these informations are already there, and now using these we are going to create, and you can see the status of your production order just created. It's not at release, it's just created. And if you'll see the components, this is my components related to inventory. So these right now, these are my plant data. Right now, these are my plant data. That means if I will manufacture 3 units of 3 units of FG, then I'm going to use raw material 1, 30 kg, 36 kg for raw material 2, 18 kg raw material 3, packing material 3 items are there, and all are my stock items. That means I am going to issue the goods, or I am going to consume the raw material. So raw material consumption will be there, which we are going to use as my cost calculation point of view. But right now, as I said, we are calculating the plant cost or preliminary cost. So that time there will be no cost consumption. The next phase when we will calculate the simultaneous cost, that time the cost consumption will be there. Right now it's just planned informations only. So these are my components which we are going to use in our cost calculation. And this activity we are doing in the PP module. For this prerequisite, you should have the CO configuration, you should have all the integrations, you should have the PP configuration and its integration, and all the required internal settings like your work center, your cost center related. So everything is already configured. So now I'm going to release it, and I'm going to calculate the cost. Cost calculated. Let's check this one. Now these are all my plant data. So this is my plant data. That means if you are going to manufacture 3 items, then this will be my consumption. Just now I was showing with you, and these are my different components. So these are my material consumptions, raw material. This is my packing material consumption. These are my direct material. So these are my direct cost related to all type of material, raw material and packing material. And these are my cost elements with category 1. These are my activities cost, and these are our secondary cost elements. All are 43 categories. And all these values right now which I am getting here, it is my plant values. You can see only the plant column is updated, and these are my plant quantity informations. So which is updated in my bill of material, which is updated in my routing settings. So the data related to this activity is coming from our routing settings, and it is coming from our bill of material settings. In total, the cost is calculated. Again, just for information, if I will take here, that means if we will calculate this cost, then a total cost of 160195 will be there. And this is your preliminary cost. This is our preliminary cost with reference to the production order. This cost is calculated for this particular finished stock. For future comparison purpose, let me capture this one. Now this is our plant data. Next, we are going to moving towards simultaneous cost calculation. Simultaneous cost will be there when we are going to have some consumptions. That means we are going to confirm the production order. So that time we are going to have, so first we have created the production order. Now we are going to confirm the production order. Production order created. I think I have not saved it. Let me save it first. So production order created 1000793. This is my production order. And with reference to this production order, now I'm going to consume the cost. So I'm going to consume the cost. I'm going to confirm the activity, means I'm going to confirm the activities. And when overheads also will be there, which is right now there. But when we are going to calculate the simultaneous cost, so that time, with reference to your production order, your material quantities will be actual. This is our preliminary cost. And this one I'm going to take as simultaneous cost. So components related to material cost will be your actual data. This is your actual quantity. Maybe whatever my plan data. So maybe I can continue with the same or I can different. For example, here I'm going to use 30 kg of raw material, but in actual, maybe I can take 32 kg. So it is actual data what we are going to consume. Similarly, activity, it's showing that plant activity is showing that 6 hours. Maybe I can take 7 hours here. So as per actual need, we are going to confirm these activities or the material. The value also actual value for your material. Then we are going to use here the activity, that will be your actual quantity. This will be your actual, but value will be your plant data. Activity cost related to this production order will be planned because we have not calculated our actual price of these activities, which will be done in the month end. So these are the period activities. So when we will go for final cost calculation, that means after doing the actual cost calculation, which we will after doing all the allocation. So we are going to go for distribution, then assessment. So when all these activities we are going to do, that time we are going to calculate this per hour or per unit cost we are going to calculate. Then we will go for the reevaluation of cost. So after completing the actual cost calculation, so we will go for the reevaluation of cost, and that time we are going to calculate our work in progress. Before that, we are going to calculate our target cost, so that we will calculate our variance cost. A variance analysis we can do. But right now, when you are calculating your simultaneous cost, so in simultaneous cost, you are going to take the plan material cost as real data, but your activity cost, actual quantity into your plant data, and overhead not applicable. But when you are going to do here, we are going to do your activity allocation. So that means right now, initially when we have calculated or when we define our activity types, so that time activity types are defined at cost center level. Suppose I'm going to use activity. Let me take one example. So I'm using here one activity along with my this one. This is one activity, labor cost. So let's say this labor activity, which is there, initially it is calculated at cost center level, and the values are whatever it is calculated. So it's showing that the labor cost is this one. It's showing that 44778. 44778. This is my amount or the value, and it is for 6 unit. This one, it is for 6 hours, let's say. Now this value initially it is calculated at cost center level. Now this will be transferred to our another cost object, which is your production order. So we will transfer to the production order, which just now we have created. So there we are going to transfer same value and same amount. We will transfer here 6 hour, this one. So this will be your sender cost object, and this will be your receiver cost object. Within production order, when we will confirm the production order, this we will transfer to the cost object. This is your activity allocation, and we are going to complete these allocations. And when we are going to complete it, you are going to have one internal CO document, because it's activity allocation. Transaction, business transaction is your RKL. So when you are going to perform this activity, you are going to have one internal document. Let's say document number generated 1300. Now in S4, this 1300 document also going to generate one finance document, which is your FICO reconciliation purpose. So that also we will see. Plus, as we are going to consume the inventories, the raw materials, packing material, so that time also we are going to have one accounting entry, that is your raw material consumption account is going to debit and your inventory account or raw material stock account is going to credit. So this is your document related to FIMM integration. So with reference to the production order, we are going to have this cost. So we will get one accounting document for this one, which is with reference to the production order confirmation. And we are going to have one CO document, which is with reference to the production order. And obviously we are going to get a finance document. So this is known as your simultaneous cost. So simultaneous cost means some components are actual data here. So in preliminary cost, all informations are planned data, but here some informations are actual data, and this actual data will be this planned data, particularly this activity, will be recalculated when we are going to calculate the cost or when we are going to do the revaluation of cost. So now I'm going to go for a cost calculation. So this part, this is your plant data. So this plant data, now I'm going to do the proceed further with actual data. So then we will take another picture and we will do a comparison. So this is your preliminary cost, which is showing that 160195. Then we will do some modification and we will calculate the simultaneous cost. So I'm going to confirm this particular production order. So that time I have shown you two operations are there. So I will take operation 10. Here are two operations you will get here. Now, as for my plant data, it's showing that we are going to have 6 hours. 6 hour cost already it is calculated and plant cost showing. Now let's change it some actual value. So let's take it is 7 hour. Plant hour was 6 hour, but actual is 7 hour. This one also let's change it. This one let's keep as it is. And I'm going for final confirmation. This is related to my activity confirmation. Also, we are going to consume the inventories. Goods movement. Again, this activity also we are going to do in the PP, and we are going to check our CO and finance data. Here it's showing that plant data. Plant data is 30 hours. So consumption will be 30 hours related to inventory. And this one we will take, let's say 31 kg of inventory. Then this one is, let's say 37 kg of inventories. So these changes will lead towards the variance. So one operation confirmed, one more operation is there related to same production order, operation 20. In this operation, I link to one activity, no changes. Now let's see the cost calculation, and this one is your now preliminary cost. Okay, so this one is your simultaneous cost. This one is your preliminary cost. So in this preliminary cost, all the values you can see it is our plant data. Let me remove this working. So this preliminary cost includes our this preliminary cost includes our material cost, our activity cost, and our overhead cost with respective cost elements. And the quantities are purely plant data. So this is plant data, and these values are also plant data. Now I'm going for calculation of your, or it's already calculated, just we will analyze. That is related to our simultaneous cost with reference to the same production order. Now check this one. So this one, these are my material cost. These are my activity related cost, and this is my overhead cost. So when I calculated the plant cost, so that time plant cost was calculated or preliminary cost was calculated with plant data. Activity cost also calculated with plant data, and overhead is also calculated with plant data. Now coming to this column, here it is. Now it is your simultaneous cost. So in simultaneous cost, this is your plant data and this is your actual data. So we confirm 31 kg of inventories raw material 1. So that is why this value calculated 37 kg for when inventory 2 raw material 2, and there is no change related to raw material 3, so same figure is there, and no change related to packing material, same figure is there. Activity point of view, this is our actual quantity. Now this quantity is your actual. So this is your actual consumption of our activity. But this value is calculated with planned value. This is important. So it is calculated at planned value, actual quantity, planned value for your activity. So this price we need to reevaluate in month end once we will calculate the actual price. And here you can see overhead is also not calculated. So that is why in period and we have one process there for the overhead calculation. So once we have the actual price, then we need to go for the revaluation of activity and we will go for the overhead calculation. That is part of our final cost calculation. But when we are saying that it is simultaneous cost, so simultaneous cost means this one. This is your simultaneous cost where you have inventory or actual data, activity cost, actual quantity, but planned value, and overhead is not calculated. So this is your simultaneous cost. And with reference to the simultaneous cost calculation, you will find some documents are generated, and those documents also you will find in your Universal Journal AC docket table. So let's see one document. So this is our raw material consumption. And all this cost calculated with reference to our production order. Because if you check your cost line item, you will find the production order is there. Okay. So first I have created one production order, and with reference to that production order, I have calculated the preliminary cost. Already we have seen that one. Then I confirm the production order. So this is your production order confirmation, and this is another confirmation because we have two operations are there. As with reference to this production order confirmation, that is 3411 and 3412, 3411, 3412. I got here the CO document. So you can see here the CO document is 100 214 100 215. These are the CO documents, and these are related to our business transaction RKL. So also we got the finance document. This is your reconciliation document. So finance document is there. You can see with reference to this CO document. One is your 70012 and another one is your 70019. So this is our finance document we got. Then we have the consumption of inventories. So I got here raw material also. Raw material account is there, and with reference to this there is a accounting document also generated, which is your 49001. So this is nothing but your raw material consumption account debit to raw material account, and similarly packing material consumption account debit to packing material. So these are your output with reference to our simultaneous cost calculation, and all these documents you will find in our universal journal. Let's quickly verify those also. So I'm checking the SC docket table. So one document 49009. This is related to FIMM integration. Then I got document, finance document 70018 and 19. So here you will find business transaction related to RKL when we did the activity allocation, and we will get the coin business transactions. Till the time you can see the CO documents once. This is your accounting documents related to inventory consumption, so raw material consumption debit and inventory credit. So this is balance sheet item, this is P&L item, and with reference to that production order. Plus, I was talking about the activity allocation. So let's take this document. So with reference to our production order confirmation, this document generated. Now here, quantities are your actual. These quantities are actual. So we allocated here 7 hours we have allocated, and accordingly the values are also allocated. So initially cost was calculated at cost center level. So this 10001 is your cost center and 9000 is activity that we transferred to production order. So activity allocation done. 3 activities are there in this operation. So 9000, 9001, 9002, and all cost we allocated or we transferred to the production order, because ultimately we have to find out the cost of the product. So this cost is calculated, and with reference to this, we got one finance document. So 1002140 document also generated one finance document, which was 70018 in my example. So all this data is there in your AC docket table. So these blank items are your balance sheet items. Let's remove those. Only we will take the line items having the cost object. Wherever you will find the coin, that is your consumption. Material consumption is there. And you can see the document number is 49009. So 49009 document is nothing but your consumption document, your material consumption. So this one, 49009. So this one document generated with reference to our production order confirmation, or with reference to logistic, we got this one. And this all output of your simultaneous cost calculation, which we did in PP, and we are verifying our finance stuff in Universal Journal. Then the document, this is your data flow from CO to FI, because as we confirm the production order, so that is why we generated here the uh, reference document as your production order confirmation. As a result, we got these two finance documents, 70018 and 70019. Just for your reference, these documents are generated for your document type as CO. That is with reference to the business transaction RKL, which is your activity allocation. Okay, all these consumptions and activity allocations, everything done with reference to your production order. So if I will check here, so all this consumption is there in the production order. So first line, 4 lines are production order, consumption related to inventories, and this is your cost allocation. So sender and receiver, and these are your activity types. So 4 activity types allocated, and as a result, we got the internal CO documents. So first 4 line cryptic document, and these documents are internal CO document. So with reference to internal CO document, we got the finance document. So I hope you got the clarity, the difference between preliminary cost and your simultaneous cost. So in another example, I will explain the next process, that is your final cost calculation. That means the next step. So after calculation simultaneous cost, once we will have the actual cost will be calculated, then we are going to do the revaluation and all. Thank you.